How's it going, YouTube? This is Wake Run Collapse, and in today's video I'd like to share my top 5 potential future set themes. I've mentioned a couple of these in passing, but giving these concepts their own video will give me the opportunity to explain them in greater detail. It's also going to open things up for discussion with all of you. As always, this list represents my opinion at the current time, and it may very well change somewhere down the road. Plus, there are no right or wrong answers, it's simply a matter of personal preference. That said, let's go on with the list. Before I start off with number 5, I'd like to share an honorable mention. I love the cost effectiveness of the current Japanese booster box system, but I long for a really big set with tons of new cards. It'd be nice to have one monstrous set in Japanese, maybe 130 or 140 cards total, to give us an excuse to return to 10 card booster packs. Even if it isn't a permanent change, and I wouldn't want it to be. Having a beastly set like in the early days of Diamond and Pearl would be a lovely change of pace. Now coming in at number 5 is a legitimate movie set. Now granted, you have situations where Pokemon appear in a certain set to tie in with the movie's release, and there are promo cards obtainable by buying tickets to see the movie, but they've always felt like very separate entities. Loose tie-ins rather than a truly focused crossover. I haven't even seen a Pokemon movie since the third one, Spell of the Unknown, primarily since I stopped watching the anime. But if cards from a mini-set directly referred to events and characters in a movie, without of course providing major spoilers, which would really stink, and those cards help to tell a story or create a tangible world, then I'd be more likely to watch that movie. Number 4 is never going to happen, but that's not going to stop me from talking about it. How great would it be to have a set where all Pokemon were basic Pokemon? The Platinum series fooled around with this idea a little bit, where certain Pokemon appeared in sets without their pre-evolutions, but it never really fully committed to the idea. And now that the National Pokédex is so giant, we'd benefit even more from a set in this style. It'd be far easier to spread the set list across different types, and the set wouldn't get bogged down and limited by 3-card evolutionary lines since they would no longer be necessary. My selection for number 3 would have been higher on the list a little while back, but it would still rock an evolution set. It's as simple as that, make an EX and full art for each and every evolution. They're wildly popular Pokemon and would encourage people to buy multiple boxes. And on top of that, they somehow have all managed to avoid the EX treatment thus far, except that it looks like Leafeon, Jolteon, and Vaporeon may already be receiving EX cards in Japan in late December. If this turns out to be true, I'd expect the others to follow in short order, which would negate the necessity of a set that encompassed them all. Regardless, it'd be a fantastic set idea that I would really look forward to opening. Number 2 really gets down to the core of one of the biggest problems plaguing the TCG these days, and then it just turns it on its head. An anti-popularity set. Really, I want a set with no legendary Pokemon and no needlessly overprinted Pokemon present. Like, give me EXs and full arts and breaks of Pokemon like Tentacruel, and Scolipede, and Exploud, and Cacturne, and Hippowdon, and Magmortar. They may not be at the top of everyone's list of favorite monsters, and they may not sell plushes as well as all those stupid Pikachu ripoffs, but they are awesome Pokemon with inventive designs, and they deserve their day in the sun. It is frustrating to see the same Pokemon get EX reprints, knowing full well that other deserving candidates will never get anything better than an uncommon card in the future. Boy, would I love to change that. Now finally, my number 1 choice should come as no surprise to some of you. I would adore a set based off the first generation of the anime and the games. They'd need to go all out to really do this nostalgic set justice, and I think the best way to do it is to make all the trainer cards have a full art version instead of Pokemon for that set. Here's a list of 10 trainers from that crucial part of my childhood that have long deserved full art cards. Ash, Misty, Brock, Sabrina, Officer Jenny, Professor Oak, Gary, Blaine, Team Rocket, and Lance. That's 10. They started making great full art trainers in the second half of the Black and White series, but they never went back in time to round everything out, and Bandit Ring had no full art trainers at all. Now that Giovanni has received a glorious full art in X and Y 8, I've actually had to remove him from the previous list of 10 and added another trainer. Hopefully that's a sign of things to come in the TCG. Give us owner's Pokemon that remind us of what it was like to be young and dream of becoming a Pokemon master. Make Duplicus Ditto pretend to be other Pokemon like in Holon Research Tower. And you know what, while you're at it, make Duplica a gold border trainer, cause to hell with the rules. Show the towns in the background of the artwork, have one EX from each of the Elite Four members in the set list. If you're gonna do Gen 1, pull out all the stops, and that is why it's at the top of my list. Now that I'm settling down a little bit, what are some set themes that you'd like to see in the future? Have you got a favorite from my list? Let's chat in the comments section below and share this topic as a community. Thanks for watching.